Hello everyone, my name is Gabriella Howes. I am a local artist and student, and I will be leading today's activity for Sunday in the Studios. So what we're going to be doing today is making egg tempera paint. So you can see all of my materials laid out on the table here. I have the pastels that I will be using as pigments. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where my camera is. And so you see that right there. They each have their own little tray. I also have an egg, which is important. You'll see soon. I have a round stone. I have some utensils and some other painting supplies like brushes and water as well. Alright, so first off, we're going to take the egg and we're going to crack it, not dump it into this container. We're only going to keep the egg yolk. So we're going to carefully pour the egg whites into the bowl. Make sure not to spill or break the yolk. And now that that's good, we're going to put the yolk into another dish and then put it aside. We're going to come back to this later. So up next, we're going to be crushing the pastels to use as pigment. So the containers that I'm using are just lids from jars that I had lying around, which works well enough. And the round stone, I'm just using the edges, or the rounded edges, to crush the pastel into powder. The powder needs to be very thin because we're going to be using it to mix with water and egg. We don't want the paint to be too grainy. And so I just chose the primary colors for my paint, but you can choose whichever colors you like. The pastels, I would suggest that they'd be chalk pastel. You can use sidewalk chalk, which works just as well, but it is good to have that powdery consistency. Alright, so now that you have all of your pastels crushed, we're going to take the egg yolk back. We're going to be mixing a couple tablespoons of water, and then you're going to take the fork and you're going to whip the egg in the container. You're going to whip it until it's nice, pale, and frothy. Alright, and finally now we can mix everything together. So we're going to take our pastels and our egg yolk and water mixture and scoop small tablespoons of the mixture into each container. You don't want to mix too much because you don't want your paint to be too watery. So I just took a paintbrush and stirred it together in the container with the brush. And you can see that it's kind of bubbly, but it's still thick. And so you're just going to go through each color that you've got and stir it together. And there you go, you have your own egg tempera paint. So I'm just using regular brushes, and I've got water off to the side and my own watercolor paper palette. And yeah, so there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you to the Art Gallery of Windsor for hosting these Sundays in the studios. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy making your egg tempera paint. And thank you so much for having me.